Yo, what up y'all? My name is Temp. Welcome to my complete walkthrough of Caelid Part 2. If you enjoy the video or learn anything new, please leave a like and subscribe to join the Roomtemp gaming family. It helps out tremendously and is so much appreciated. Now let's get started on Caelid Part 2. We are at Radahn's Site of Grace. And from here we are going to head north all the way up here to this little corner, and we are going to be going through Caelid Catacombs. Caelid Catacombs is a tough dungeon, so feel free to skip it if you want, but I'd recommend going through it and trying it out first. There's not a whole lot of great things that we get here aside from the first loot, which is the collapsing stars, which is a intellect based spell. However, we do want everything in the game 100%, so we're going to give it a shot. If you guys need to, you know where the farm is in the game from our last video. Before we killed Radahn, we went to Mogwin Palace and we found the Mogwin Palace farm. So if you need to go there and level up a little bit before you do this, go ahead. The enemies inside here do have one-shot capabilities, and the boss is not fun. So give it your best. Come back if you need to. So all the way up here, it's a little hard to see, but it's blended in with the cliffside. I will be cutting out quite a bit of this because this is difficult. Get used to coming back to this grace. Chances are you will get plowed down quite a bit. Alright, so starting off, we have a long tunnel here. Go through it. There is a room here where all these enemies are fighting. We're going to take a left here, and we are going to hop down this ledge. This is all Scarlet Rot, so make sure you have your items on you that cleanse it, or your flame cleanse me. We're going to run over here, grab a gold rune. We're just in the back corner right now. Get a silver pickled foot. Let all these guys fight by themselves. I'm standing up on this little pile of mushrooms to let my rot tick down. And when we get over here to a safe area, let our rot tick down all the way. And we're going to run over here to the right, to the west side. And right in the middle here is a chest containing the collapsing stars. And once you have that, we can backtrack. And we're going to head into this little room that we were just standing in. This room isn't really needed, but we are going in here basically just for the runes and a glove wart. So after you kill these guys, behind this statue here where I'm at is a glove wart you can grab. Alright, now that we got that, let's head back out. I am clipping this quite a bit because I keep dying in this one. So I am just going to be starting over from the beginning quite frequently. But from the beginning we run all the way down to the end of that room where everyone's fighting, up the stairs, through the corridor. And instead of fighting all these hard guys, you can just run right by them. We pass one window, we go right through it. We grab all the little crafting materials, and then we can go jump through the window that we just passed through, up the stairs, fight these enemies, and there is the Radahn soldier summon inside that room right there. I'm not going to waste my time killing all these guys. These guys are difficult, more difficult than than normal clean rot soldiers. And there is our ashes. So now I make a bit of a mistake here. Going up these stairs, or excuse me, coming out this way right here. We're going to head back up across the room to the south here, or the other stairs back up to the beginning. And this is where we come in at right here. I'm just going to kill this imp real quick. Or he'll kill himself. And we're going to head back in. We're going to go back the way we were just at. All the way down to the end of this. All the enemies have been fighting, so they're not here anymore. Back up the stairs. Back down the corridor, past all of these enemies. And we're not going to jump through that window. We're going to keep on going, take a right. And we're going to hop through this window right here, where we were previously. To the left is the Radahn ashes that we just grabbed. Hop through that window, take a left, and we're going to pull the lever for the boss door. And it's really that simple. If you stay around and try and fight these guys, it's going to be a lot harder. So starting back from the beginning, we're going to go straight through all the way to the boss. And this boss is tough. It's an ulcerated tree spirit. We've run into them a couple times now. This one is rot infected, which makes it so much harder. And the area to fight it in is a lot smaller. So fire damage is good against these guys. Bleed damage is always good. I'm using the Reduvia's dagger just because it has the quickest animation of any other abilities that I have right now, and that's what I really need. If you're using the Flame of Frenzy incantation like I am, 2 full charges of that will stagger him. Keep that in mind. There are moments when you can get the 2 full charges off. Pretty much after any of its animations, you can get a full charge off. So try and get that done if you can. Get a good poise break, excuse me, not a stagger, a poise break, and get a crit off on him. And I've gotten 2 so far. The worst ability it does is that explosion where the rot flames come out and they kind of just pop up from the ground. Just watch where they're going to pop up at and dodge out of them. Make sure you get a safe distance away once you see it curl up and start to kind of get ready to explode. Just gotta learn its moveset and get used to how it attacks, and you can easily dodge all of its stuff. That thing is vicious. And there we go, we finally got it down. Good job, we got the Radahn Knight Ogha Ash, and we got the Golden Seed, which we need. So now that we're done with that, let's head out of here. And that is all that there is here. So now we are going to head over to the Smoldering Wall Site of Grace. And from here we are going to be heading southwest. There is a little camp here. All it has is a slumbering egg, so I'm just going to pick that up real quick, get kicked in the face, and dip out of here. It's a little crazy because that dungeon we were just in is scaled up quite dramatically from the other things we've been going through. So you'll kind of see after fighting through that dungeon and fighting other enemies, it's like, wow, this is easy mode compared to that dungeon. So if anything, you'll learn a few things from that dungeon. You'll learn a bit more about the opportunities you have to not get hit and how to better deal with higher damage wielding foes. And things will become a lot easier for you in return. So there's not much here. There is a somber stone though, I believe, so that is why we are here, just taking these guys out right next to that little camp with the slumbering egg. Got a lot of runes right now. I need to turn these in before I die. So up on this little cliff here is a somber smithing stone that's just on a dead body in a chair. Make sure you grab that. And then up next we are heading to the Gaol Cave. And we'll be heading south into this lake of rot. Stay on your horse so you don't get any rot. And this little tree spirit guy will show us where we're going, but he's pointing in the direction, so we don't really need him. So let's just head on over there. At the end of this dungeon here, when we're done with the dungeon, do not teleport back to the entrance, as we will be heading outside of it at the end and grabbing a really, really good sword, the Regalia Eochaid, however you pronounce that. This dungeon can be a little confusing, but it's really straightforward. It's got a lot of jail cells that are locked. Once we get to the point where we open up all the jail cells, they open and we can grab stuff from inside of them, which the only things that are really in them that are worth grabbing is the Pillory Shield and a bunch of runes. So if you're not interested in all of the runes, don't even worry about it. You can just go straight to the boss after that. So I have this sped up a little bit, just enough so you guys can kind of keep track of where we're going. You're just gonna run straight through it, get in any area that you can, loot anything that you can, and like I said, once we open the jail doors, then you can backtrack and kind of grab all the runes that are inside of all the doors. And I'm going through right now just kind of initiating combat with these fire guys so they explode and stuff, so that whenever we do open the doors, they're not all bombarding me and exploding all over my face at the same time, right? We want to be a little easy on us. And we got these little imp-like guys that jump down and try and ambush us as we go. They're pretty easy though, so take them out. I'm just going to backtrack here just to make sure I didn't forget anything before we jump down that ledge. Alright, and there's that wooden door we couldn't access, and here's the ledge we were at. So let's hop down and continue our way through. And as we keep heading down, we come to a bit of a fork. We're going to take a right. And get ambushed by a bunch of rats and Big Daddy Rat. These guys gave me such a hard time. They just kept attacking out of sync of each other. It was really making it difficult to get a shot off. So we're going to bottleneck them here and make things a little easier for us. So back here we have Golden Rune and a Turtleneck. And further up this way we have a little cellar room. We're going to kill these guys that ambush us. grab the items that we can. Nice somber smithing stone. Hop up the stairs, pull the lever, and all the doors are now open. And if you didn't activate all of the, or initiate combat with all of the burning skeletons, they're just going to be bombarding out into the open, which I didn't get all of them, but they're not hard because they kill themselves, so I'll let them do that and mosey on through. And in this first door here that we come through is a Pillory Shield. Really shitty shield, but it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a torture device. You lock your arm and head into, kind of kinky. So after that, we're going to head back down because I'm not going to go get all of the runes. I'll save that for afterward, off camera. And now we are going into this little room here. We have a Stonesword Key and a Wakizashi dagger. Make sure you grab those. Pretty neat little dagger. It comes with Shadow Step. And right now I'm just making sure there's nothing left in those cell doors. So now we are in the next room, which has a wooden, a little wooden gate here. You can break through it, and we're going to roll on down to the boss fight. This is another one of those gladiator type enemies. They're not too difficult, especially not with a summon. Easy poise break. Didn't get the crit off though for some reason. And take it home. He's down. We get our Putrid summon. And before we go to the beginning of this dungeon, we're going to head out the end. We're going to grab our Regalia Eochaid. Really, really good sword. This is the weapon that can be seen. I think the Bellbearing Hunter uses it. I think he uses a two-handed version of it, but it has the same Ash of War. Very nice weapon. So now from the beginning of the Gaol Cave, the Jail Cave, we're going to be heading directly southeast to the Caelid Waypoint ruins, where these stupid little centipede guys are. I hate these dudes. And we're going to be going underground right where we killed that guy, and there are a bunch of these little guys down here that do the same attacks, and you're just going to clear all of them out. And then we're going to grab our Meteoric Ore Blade, which is a pretty cool weapon as well. And you can definitely use all of these little graves or whatever they are to get you some good cover, even though the abilities that they're shooting at you kind of go over top of them. There are some little planks that you can hide behind. Alright, now that they're all done, let's go get our blade. Now I turn the light on. It would have been helpful. And there it is. It is another katana. Really good one. Give it a try if you can. Now we are going to be going to the Caelid Highway Grace. And we're going to be heading west to grab a Starlight Shard here. That is for our Celibus questline. We'll be getting him later on once we have our Amber Starlight Shard later in the walkthrough. Now if we head south from there, we will come upon the graveyard, and there is an enemy right here in front of me that is disguised. It is a giant disguised as a nobleman, and he will give us a Larval Tear, kind of like the Rune Bear from Limgrave. But this guy has a fire sword. Easy peasy though, just like most giants. You put some flame up his ass and he goes down. However, he's of course on the ledge here, making it harder for me to get a crit on him. Get up in there. There we go. I don't want to fall off. There's the crit. Doesn't even do too much, but always worth. Get some room between us. I know that ain't gonna reach. And there we go. Get our Larval Tear. Give us another option to respec if we want to. And from here we're going to head right down east to the Dragon Communion Church here, which we have been to before. But in case you didn't get this, we are going to go back here and rest up. And I think I'm going to buy the whatever the goddamn name of the dragon was that we killed previously, the Exeekses. We're going to grab his Rot Breath incantation. Just to have it. We gotta get rid of this guy first. Exekies. Alright, let's rest up. Now we got one more thing down here by this other grace, which I'm going to be teleporting to right now. The impassable gate bridge before we go into Redmane Castle there. And since we already went up the tower to the left of us there, we don't need to. If you didn't, go ahead and go up that. But for now, there's a beetle right here that has our Ash of War Cragblade. Alright, and now that we have that, we are going to be heading to the Caelid Catacombs, which is straight ahead of us. There is a knight on horseback here, feel free to kill him. And then there is a beetle on the road that will give us, I believe it's a somber. And after the beetle there is a bird up here. He will ambush you if you chase that beetle. We're going to try our Rot Breath, but we don't get the second full charge off. Unfortunately, the like a full charge, if you hold in your spell ability when you're attacking, a full charge will breathe out 2 Rot Breaths. It does take a while, so it is considered to have, it's recommended to have a summon to kind of take aggro from you while you do that. But if you get those 2 Rot Breaths off, normally that will proc it on the enemy and they'll start taking damage from it. Alright, so let's get in here. This is a real easy dungeon here. Really linear. Just run through it, grab our summon, kill the boss, and get our second summon of the dungeon. I'm just going to level up here real quick. Alright, let's get going. There is a little bit of rot in here. There is a couple skeletons, but I'm not worrying too much about them because they don't drop anything that I need. Alright, so below me, we're gonna go below this ledge real quick. There is a invisible wall. Pop that open, grab the loot, grab the Miranda Sprout Summon in from inside of there. Take care of the skeleton that just dome pieced me. That ain't cool. See the big flower guy coming over here. I'm gonna try and do a cool little move here and get this. Oh, got him. And I couldn't get the others. Alright, so fuck these guys. They all got rot shit. We're gonna head to the boss door. But first, we are going to open it with the lever here hidden behind the illusionary wall. Somewhere a heavy door has opened, right behind us. And we've fought this guy a few times before. I'm not even going to take a summon out this time. The Cemetery Shade. And it's funny because without the summon he actually gets his grab attack off on me twice. Pretty cool actually seeing him do it. I never saw him do it before. Spins you up in a web. And the little spider guy that I think is controlling him comes out and attacks me. So it's kind of neat seeing that animation and knowing that that's actually a separate entity on his head. I think I might do a lore short on him today because that is very interesting and I actually want to research more about it. So we get our Kindred Rot Ashes, cool. And we can head on out of the dungeon now. And to cap things off on this video, we are going to be heading east here to grab, northeast, to grab a golden seed, a windy tear, avoiding the enemies there. And then we're going to kill our Knight's Cavalry and Deathbird of this area. The Deathbird is the one we want. He has the Death Poker's two-handed sword. Super awesome. It's the one that I was talking about in Miranda. You'll see this time all the cool abilities that he has with it. And you will also get those abilities now. And if you can use that thing, use it. It is so cool and does a lot of damage. So we're just moseying around. You can kill that guardian guy if you want. I was going to attempt it, but then I decided, you know what, there's a crow and this guy, and there ain't no way I'm getting these two guys down right now. So I decided just to run. Or not. Oh, now there's dogs. I'm definitely running now, taking my chance and mounting up. So we're just going to follow this road past the golden seed that we were just at. There's our Knight's Cavalry, but fuck that right now. Just keep following the road to the east from the golden seed. And right where that Deathbird is a site of grace that we're going to grab to get him off of us. So here we are, and we're going to pass time here to nighttime. And we're going to go kill our Deathbird. And then we're going to kill the Knight's Cavalry from the same site of grace. So here we go. This is the Deathbird that I've been wanting. You get his weapon, which when you use his weapon and you use the Ash of War on it, you can do that attack that he just did. If you do L2 then R2, and then if you do L2 and R1, you get the same attack but the one that shoots it out in front of him, which is the one he just did right there. Two very powerful abilities. And holy damage is king on these Deathbirds. If you see the Sacred Blade Ash of War that I'm using on my scythe, it is taking huge chunks out of his health. If you don't have holy weapons or holy abilities, you can craft holy pots, holy damage pots, and use those, or apply grease to your weapons that give similar benefit. That'll make a large difference in this fight. So slap him in the face there real quick. And we got the Death's Poker. Really cool weapon aesthetically as well. There's some really nice armor sets that go really nicely with it. Ghost Flame Ignition. Give it a shot, guys. I guarantee you'll like it. So back to that same site of grace. Pass the time tonight just in case. And let's go kill this Knight's Cavalry. And we'll be getting the Ash of War Poison Moth Flight from it. And then after him, we're going to go grab the last map fragment. And then we will be moving on to Caelid Part 3. As well as the Dragon Barrow. And those will be the last sections of this Caelid walkthrough. And I'm going to try to get them out right after this video. They're not super long. I'm trying to condense what we do in Caelid because it is a little difficult of an area. But comparatively to the consecrated snowfields and I think Lindell, it is not as hard. But it is intimidating and the rot is quite challenging to work with. This guy does not let up on his attacks, that's for sure. He's a little bit more aggressive than the previous Knight's Cavalry that we've come in contact with. Now I ran out of FP here, so I'm kind of just trying to melee him whenever I can. Got him off his mount. Got a big crit on him. Now we can just swing till he's dead, hopefully. Eye for an eye. And we got our Ash of War. Alright, now we're going to look for the Site of Grace up north here. Bear with me here, I'm trying to remember exactly which one it is. The only map fragment we haven't gotten yet. I don't know why I'm looking down here, I'm looking for the name rather than the location. But it is the Caelid Ruins up top. And we're just going to go grab that map fragment for the Dragon Barrow, which we will be getting into later. But let's grab it right now. And to grab this, we are going east from this grace. We're going to hug the ravine cliff. And we see there's a gap there that we can jump across, which we are going to be doing so. Big jump. Oh, almost missed that one. Here is a Site of Grace we can grab. And the map fragment is right ahead of us. As well as a lonely ghost laying on the ground, soaking in the rain. Alright, here's our map fragment. I appreciate you guys stopping by again for this walkthrough. Hope I see you again in the next one. Let me know in the comments how things are going for you guys, what build is working for you, and where you are at in your walkthrough. Enjoy your day, keep it cool, and I'll see you again